Okay, so we got some exciting news coming up. Basically, we're going to be going, me and my friend over here, Sparkplug Steve, we're going to be going to Belgium. So we got to leave Wales, go all the way across England, across the Channel, across France, and then finally then we're going to get to Belgium. And we're going to have a solid weekend at the famous racetrack, Spa de Francorchamps. Francorchamps? How do you pronounce it?
Well, if it's a tour, it's Francorchamps.
Francorchamps, yeah, we're Spa de Francorchamps. So we're going to be going there, and we're actually setting off tomorrow, so it's quite exciting. Now I thought, before you go seeing this random car on the channel, I should probably introduce the car so you know what the car's all about and where it's come from. So that's why we're here now with Steve, and I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you his pretty awesome Fiesta ST. Yeah.
Two things. One, you made that sound like we're going a really long way, which we are. And the other thing, you call my car awesome for the first time.
I got a big.
But you're right, it is.
I got to talk nice things about it because I don't want you leaving me in Belgium.
Well.
So anyway, this is your car. So tell us the story then, Steve. What's it all about? How did it start?
2014 Fiesta ST. You know, this car came about purely because you wanted to go to the Nürburgring about in 2018. And I took my daily, which was Fiesta ST. And I had a Focus track car at the time, and after doing that trip, taking the daily to the ring, I decided that I want one as a track car. So that was the plan. I went and bought the crashed one, Copart Cat S.
Yeah.
Rebuilt it on my channel. Didn't have any major damage on this one. Yeah, put it together, and then over the last 4 years, just been doing things that turn it into a track car.
Yeah. So that's when we went to the ring together, wasn't it? I had the 208 GTI, and then I went on to the Evos then for a bit.
Well, you went wayward for a while.
I know. I'm back on track now.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully, literally as well, if I can get there. So. Yeah, it's been repaired on the channel, so it's like a Copart repair vehicle, but it's had a lot of upgrades as well, haven't it? So it's not just a Fiesta standard power. So tell us what you've done to the engine then.
Engine is bog standard engine.
Yeah.
But it's got a bigger turbo Technics S280.
Come on, show us the engine then. Let's have a look.
The thing is, the engines are good enough, they made good power anyway. See, I mean, they do blow. This is my second engine. My first engine that I put this turbo on, it blew on its first track day at 320 horsepower. But I mean, there's nothing of real interest. It's a standard engine.
Yeah.
Intake pipe, the crossover and that.
So I suppose the big turbo's down the back in this one, is it?
Yes, and there's heat shield on it, you can't really see it. So
yeah,
ITG filter, just basic mods, and that, like the engine standard. I have added water methanol to it.
Was it 320 brake you said?
320, it made, 325 it made when it was at 1.8 bar. Since then I've messed with it now and I've turned it down, so it's 1.5 bar for Spa because I don't really want to blow an engine in Spa.
Yeah, we want to run, so you're running like a sort of a detuned map then, is it?
So I thought 1.5 bar would be safe enough, and it's probably, I don't know, say it's doing 280, 290.
Yeah.
And even though I'm running water methanol, because it's not, I don't actually map for it, it's basically an add-on just for a little bit of engine safety. So in effect, it can lose you a little bit of power because the ignition time is not increased for it. So I think, say it's doing 290-ish. I mean, it's still a quick car.
290. Oh yeah, it's fast. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it may be more. I mean, it was 320 at 325 at 1.8 bar, just under 1.8, and it's now just under 1.5.
So it's not MEF dependent. So we shouldn't have.
No, it's not MEF dependent. So if it runs out, it doesn't make any difference. So I've made sure there's no knock, no detonation.
Yeah.
With it off, and then I just had it purely as a safety.
Yeah, I can see under your grill you got a massive intercooler there.
That's the ATEX Stage 3.
Yeah. It's obviously black, but you can see the size of it if I go close.
Well, it did have the ATEC logo, and I have got an oil cooler which was in front of that now, the ATEC logo. But I mean, I'm getting that age now where I've already got a boy racer's car, and I'm the big logo in front. It don't appeal to me so much.
Yeah, you're keeping it discreet.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing that with the EBC brakes on there. But that went on because they asked me to come up to on the stand for full face. So
yeah.
But I mean, I quite like the look.
Yeah.
But I don't like the attention of stickers on a car really.
So you rate EBC, don't you? Because obviously, if we look by here, you haven't got the little Fiesta brakes, he's got a EBC big brake kit. So what pads you running in?
They are, I've had that kit for 2 years. It's the EBC Apollo big brake kit 300mm. Obviously the brake's quite rusty now because the car just doesn't move. But anyway, I run RPX pads in it for a couple of years, which are really good, but I'm just trying out the new SR21, and on the road, the stopping power is phenomenal.
Yeah, SR21.
SR21 is incredible.
Yeah.
And the backs are just like standard brakes with...
Are they blue stuff, are they?
BBC blue stuff, but like...
Yeah.
Like the discs are really rusty. It needs a good one to clean them off.
Yeah,
There's got problems at the sliders going on.
I suppose you just park it up for the most part, don't you, and just take it on track.
Doesn't get daily driven. Exhaust.
So it's that Miltech, is it?
Yeah, Miltech. I was going to say Magnatech now.
Yeah, Miltech.
Yeah, Miltech. So it's not overly loud, but...
So it's H-Sport the turbo you've got, is it? Or?
No, H-Sport Performance are a tuning company down in Bath. Jordan and Connor, top boys they are.
Yeah.
I don't recommend many people anymore, but I really recommend them. So they supplied the turbo. They've supplied loads of parts for the car. Yeah.
And you got obviously running on BC coilovers, is that right?
The Meister are Club Sport.
Yeah.
Club Race, no, it's been so long now. Yeah, so but I recently just softened up the rear a little bit. Yeah. Because what I was doing, the car was getting faster and faster the more mods I was doing on track, but I started to get a little bit more uncomfortable driving to and from, so I've sort of toned it down, softer springs on the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, just Meister R's, yeah.
I think that's something I overlooked on the Evo, is you got to drive to the track, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you got to...
Well, first of all, I didn't care. I thought I just wanted as fast as possible on track. But I suddenly realised the things I was doing it was making it more and more uncomfortable getting to the track.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm told about the diff file that I've got.
Oh yeah, so it's got a pretty cool diff in this. So obviously the Peugeot I've got has got a limited slip diff from the factory, but there's a couple of different types of differential. So tell us how this differential's better than a normal LSD then.
Well, this is a gripper plated diff, and the difference between, you can get like the Quaifs and like what you've got, they're like a gear type LSD. They're good, they're much better than standard open diff, but there's still a certain amount of power that can go in wheel spin, and if a wheel gets too unloaded, it acts like an open diff, whereas a clutch pack plated diff, it basically just locks, so both front wheels get the same amount of power, and the difference that makes is just incredible. Yeah,
so obviously when you're pushing 320 odd brake through the front wheels, even a little bit of improvement from a viscous to a plated is worth having in it, I suppose.
So I've had 3 plated diffs in there since I've had it. First of all was a Kaz that broke, and it actually broke just before the engine failed, which was 2 years ago. So I then had that repaired, got rid of that one. I put a Casco in there, which is a phenomenal diff, really strong, really good diff, but they're so aggressive. The clunk on them is terrible. It's literally, imagine a CV joint failure with the car just clunk, 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 clunk. It's really bad.
But it's all right on track though, is it, the Casco?
Yeah, it was amazing on track. But there again, like what I said with the springs and with the diff, I had a few issues, but that's another long story. You can see it on my channel. But I'm now on a gripper plated diff. Yeah. And I mean, that is equally as good as the Casco. Yeah. But it doesn't have that clunk in. You get a little whine, because it's the clutch packs inside, they grind over each other, and they lock and slip, and it can create a clunk. Whereas this one is just more of a whine. It's a lot more manageable for the road. Even though I don't daily drive it, you know, you get that point, you think, you know what, I'm kind of ruining an half decent car here. So,
well, the thing is, like, if you're in the car, say 8-9 hours to go to Spa, it's got to be at least a little bit drivable, haven't it? Yeah.
Well, so, you're not going to have more comfort, you're not.
No. So let's have a look where I'm going to be spending the next few days in. So Steve was actually kind enough to offer me a go on it on track to drive it, but I'm too fat to fit in the bucket seat. But yeah, he's got his steering wheel has been Alcantara.
So yeah, it's just a cheap.
You done that yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, just a cheap £20 cover.
It looks pretty cool. Let's have a better look around here. So considering it only cost 20 quid and you've stitched that yourself, that looks awesome.
It took me 4 hours, but I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go, and it turned out alright.
Yeah, you'll have to do my Peugeot.
Yeah, do you know what, it feels a lot nicer than, no, I'm not doing another one.
Well, and also you're rocking as well the Luffy gauge.
Yeah.
So it was Steve actually that got me onto the Luffy gauges, because firstly he's the sort of the main guy that sells them. We're in the UK, but also haven't they helped you diagnose some issues before on track?
It's been phenomenal. Like obviously the main thing with these, they do run quite hot with water temps, which is another thing I could have explained to you and I will later. They do run hot, and a lot of engines have gone because of water issues, so that's got an alarm. I depend on that. Like if I get too hot on track, I can back off, things like that. Yeah, I did have another issue where it went into limp mode on track one time. Come out of a corner in Cadwell Park, come up the hill, and I didn't have a clue what had happened. It was only when I looked at the footage back. I'd gone over a bit of a bump in the track. It obviously triggered a bit of false engine knock, retarded the timing loads, shot the exhaust gas temps up, triggered the alarm on the exhaust gas temp, and then it went into limp mode. So yeah, looking back to the footage, it does it. But you have to understand a lot of the settings as well. But
so you actually had, obviously because he's videoing on a track, you had the camera on and you could watch the footage back and you could see what was going on. Like you would have had no idea if you had that.
I didn't have that at the time. I just thought I was suffering with EGT temps, and I thought I was like, I turned the water meth and all that. But only when I got home and reviewed the footage, I said it's such a simple thing. Like.
Yeah. And you got that shifter as well.
Yeah, that's a cooler work shifter.
Yeah, they make a similar thing. They're technically not for the 208, but they make them for a DS3, which I think is compatible. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And
the other mod I've added for Spa as well is that I went down to Dunham and picked up some padding, because I thought, you know,
it's a long drive if you're in a...
I mean, it's not the most uncomfortable seat, but I just thought it'll make it a bit easier. Like for 6 or 10, I thought, want a bit of padding. Right?
Yeah, and obviously then we got boost gauge as well. You kept the aircon though, so we got that, have we?
Yeah, so we got aircon.
Yeah.
It's inside. The only thing that's missing is the back seats, and I put a half cage in, but it's loaded for Spa at the moment, so it's packed right up to the.
So there's the cage, but as Steve was just saying, it's packed up to the top. You got spare wheels, all sorts in there.
Pretty much got every spare in there except for an engine and gearbox. I got a full suspension, wishbones, drive shaft, engine sensors, unit, everything. I just haven't got an engine and gearbox.
Yeah, so
I really don't want a problem.
If we have any issues, we're like the dream team, I suppose. Well, the dream numpties.
Let's hope we don't have any issues.
Yeah, so anyway, I think we'll end the video there. Thanks, Steve, for showing us your car.
It's okay.
And I'm really looking forward to actually getting on track. Obviously it'll be in Steve's car. We're going to be going to Spa, but me and Steve are planning on taking the Peugeot back over to the Nürburgring in maybe a month or two, so that's something to look forward to as well. But yeah, Spa, never done it before. Me and Steve often race online, so does my brother and a few friends, and we're often racing at Spa, so to actually get to go there and go on track as well, it's going to be an experience that I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.